Hi guys, Hari here, doing another first-person VOD, this time of a single draft game in which I actually queued with two other people, so I guess team matchmaking. It was just two people from the game before though, so I don't really know them in advance. But anyway, there's not a lot of time since I started recording, so I'll just get right into it. The one immediate problem with our heroes is that we don't have a lot of range support. Aluna can kind of be a range support, Empath definitely. So Mag is a really strong hero and Yellow would like to play him, but I really feel that we need the Empath as a support hero here. Not to mention Empath just makes a carry like Zephyr so strong. Being able to go inside of him, survive for a long time, help heal him up, and especially with the passive, with Zephyr's tanky build likely going to help a lot. As far as how we're going to set up lanes, obviously we'll put Empath, Zephyr, bot. The rest is kind of clusterfuck, so to speak. Really, I would have been fine with Yellow taking War Beast and then us having two solos, and then I guess we would have put Zephyr and Empath top. But instead, we decided to go like this, I guess, just because, yeah, that'll work. With Poly roaming, it should be okay. I mean, roaming from level 1 with his tongue tied is pretty strong, can set up a kill mid pretty easily. Which is going to lead into how we're actually going to set up lanes. So again, like I said, Zephyr and Empath, which is what I'm playing, will be going bottom. We actually decide that Rampage mid, yeah, would be good because we're going to be up against, he's going to be up against Tremble mid, and Tremble's actually a really strong, annoying mid, capable of putting out a lot of harassment, and Rampage really can beat most melee mids pretty easily just from the high base damage with his movement speed aura ability, and then just the enormous amount of damage that comes out from his bash passive. It's pretty easy to harass people out and win last hits. So anyway, I see that Poly here, I think, yeah, gets the courier, so I'm going to buy wards. But I'm going to have to give them to Poly because they're going to want to block the spawn. One problem is he's actually taking a lot of time to kind of go do what he's doing. I mean, it's already 38 seconds before he's going to move out of the fountain. The problem with taking a while is when you have to go top and place a counter ward, there's a decent chance the other team's going to get in position. So really, if you're counter warding top and you plan on doing it right away, you really just need to go like right away. But yeah, not really here nor there for me. So I'm going to be going bottom with Zephyr, playing babysit role, and yeah. Obviously, I get the life drain ability at level 1 because that's her most powerful ability for the early game, and it's going to allow me to put out a lot of harassment in my lane while not having to be too worried about the reprisals because I'm going to be gaining life in return. Which makes Empath harassment early on really strong. Here, actually, yeah, because they didn't go quickly enough, they're going to get caught going to place that ward. Health potion just in time to save himself. I start moving myself, and then I kind of want to watch what happens up here. It looks like they're probably going to get killed. Looks like they're tri-laning top, but actually, no. Monroe's going to dive a little bit too deep, and I breathe a sigh of relief as we get first blood. Or our tower does, and it's split between all of us. And, yeah. Yellow drops the GGs. So them having a tri-lane top means that I can harass this guy out of lane easily bottom. Zephyr goes to do it first, and I tell him, no, just go back, start farming. I can easily get this guy. I don't really know about a Nighthound suicide lane. I guess maybe they just grouped up 3 top for... yeah, I don't know what happened top right now. Yeah, I guess maybe, I don't really know. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't be paying attention to that. Gonna pull here, because since Suicide Lane, I'm pretty sure he didn't, the Nighthound at least buy wards to prevent the pull, so I'm gonna stack the pull first. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, since they try lane top, they have a Nighthound solo bottom, which is really not very strong. Oh, yeah, for some reason, yeah, this part I actually get a little pissed off. Fortunately, you guys can't hear my voice chant, because I'm kind of yelling at this person right now. I really have no, like, so he knows that there's 3 people top. Why would he run into the woods in the side like that? Like, what does he expect to happen? The best case scenario? I don't really know. So yeah, they want me to come since Zephyr should be able to solo bottom pretty easily against melee with Nighthound, which is true. Zephyr should really dominate Nighthound in the lane, so I'm going to go top. But actually now they've sent 2 bottom. I've already kind of head up there a little bit, so instead I'm going to just shade the bottom rune, the 2-minute rune real quick. Since we don't actually have the wards up, Poly's going to place it right now. He still hasn't gotten that up because of what happened top. So I'm just going to stay here, and then I'll go back bottom to go help Zephyr. So we'll see if the 2-minute rune spawns here. It does not. So I'm just heading back to lane now. It's actually a regen, so I let mid know that there's a regen rune top, and I'm going to head bottom. So I got Martyr Nighthound bottom. Not a very strong lane. Should probably be able to be pretty aggressive against them, especially, well, they did get first... Or no, they didn't get first blood top, but they did get 2 kills top, so they're going to have a little bit of advantage there. Yeah, I see here that the Martyr has wards on him now, so I'm sure that he's counterwarded the pull, or he's going to counterward the pull. So I think I'm going to get myself or not that he's counterwarded, he's warded the pull, so it's actually past 2 minutes now, or a minute and a half, 90 seconds, whatever, so I can counterward. Yeah, I kind of want to go on the Nighthound a little bit here, but so I have full mana. I mean, it's fine if the Zephyr doesn't come. I'm just trying to put out as much harassment as I can on him while he's in the lane. There's really no point, in sitting. Oh, yeah, gonna go over here to actually deal with the Martyr. Marty gets caught off. Unfortunately, a creep dies just in time that I get level 2, so I can place a wall actually in that little choke there so that he can't get out. He actually gets to stand next to the wall, which is going to let him take a little extra damage, put the drain out on him, and kill him. Normally, I would try to give the Zephyr the last hit when possible, but really no knowing what's going to happen there, so we're just going for it, and I ended up getting first blood. Which would be okay, because it should let me get out some important items, although, of course, that's not what I end up doing, really. Which I'll talk about in a little bit. Oh yeah, as far as starting items went, I obviously upgraded I bought the wards or upgraded the courier. Either one's 200 gold. Yeah, I'm sending myself a counter ward here to get rid of the ward of the pull, which I'm sure is there. And then I just bought a little bit of regen. One set of tangos is enough for Empath because the life drain will let me get my life back pretty easily, and so 2 mana potions should help with life draining more, which is what I plan on doing, and then just filled up the rest of the slots and money accordingly with 4 minor totems. Yeah, I think I'm spending a little bit of time talking instead of no, maybe not. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull. I actually pull a little bit late. This bottom pull is. Oh no, I don't pull a little bit late. I want to kill that creep. No, it doesn't work out. Yeah, the bottom pull or the pulling for Legion is so much more annoying than it is for Hellborn now since the changes, but. I mean, it's still not that difficult. I see that maybe they're going on the Zephyr here, so I want to go help out, but no, he's fine. So now I think it's time probably to counterward this. I have the counterward on me. I should be doing that. Just denying down the creeps as much as possible, and then going to go for last hits. Yeah, wait, just maybe not a second too long. Yeah, oh no, got both of them, that's nice. Maxing the life drain here over the wall, obviously, because the life drain is just my stronger nuke spell. Yeah, Nighthound's a little bit far up, so I kind of want to go on him. I'm going to throw down a wall, but it's kind of stupid, actually, because I forget that he can just pounce to the Martyr past the wall. So I guess in the future, it would be a good mental note to try going on the Martyr and not the Nighthound. I could actually start going on the Martyr here. I'm a little wary of draining the Martyr, though, because the more life I take from him, the stronger his nuke becomes. But if Zephyr gets a good gust here, we should probably be able to kill him. Waiting for my wall, and the smoke kind of screws me up a little bit. Finally get the wall off just in time, and then throw down the drain so that I don't die. Want to do as much damage to the Martyr as possible. Unfortunately, this puts me in a situation where I'm probably going to die to the Nighthound. Try to eat a tree, but really not very smart. I should have tried juking to the left instead. Fortunately, the Nighthound's played too aggressively now, and for some reason decides he could trade hits with the Zephyr, which is not a good idea since the Zephyr has Cyclones up, and Zephyr's just going to get a double kill here, which is actually awesome. I'm happily willing to die to the Nighthound for the Zephyr to kill him. Still need to go counterward that ward. Kind of silly to have bought the counter ward this early and then not used it yet. And speaking of poor item choicement, completing the power supply here is just terrible. I pretty much did it because since I bought 4 minor totems, I don't have a lot of inventory space, so I was just hoping to clean up my inventory a little bit and be a little more efficient with space, because I always hate having it overcrowded, and I hate selling items that I bought early on. I mean, it's kind of silly, getting that minor totem and then only using it for 5 minutes of the game, but really, buying the power supply is just so inefficient here. What I really need to get is a lane ward, which I should have bought right now. I'll place the lane ward bottom, because we know if they if they had 3 people top early on, it's likely that they're willing to move around, especially since they have an Andromeda who's great at roaming. So a lane ward would be great. I should do that. I brought the courier along with me in case they placed the ward in the trees so that I could scout it, but they didn't place the ward in the trees, it's just on the camp, so I kill that. Unfortunately, a little bit of inconvenient timing since right at 6 minutes, and I wasn't able to stack the pull or anything. But yeah, so power supply poor choice. Should have bought a lane ward, or even boots would be better, or starting, well, I'll get to this in a second. Yeah, we see them here, kind of wanted to go, but Zephyr's a little bit low, so I decided it's not a very good idea. Zephyr's farming quite well, so it's fine, we'll just keep up with this. Looks like there's actually 3 people here in the lane now, and Zephyr's playing a little bit far up, which is risky. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to charge him now, so I'm just going to try to throw down a wall to block them off, buy him some time, and it wasn't the best wall ever, but it got the job done. Here is actually the first divergence as far as skill build goes. So here I went level 2 in the wall at level 4 instead of 1 level of the aura. It was kind of just an instinctive reaction because normally I support going with more levels of the wall over the aura. I don't find the aura to be too strong, but here actually I have a Zephyr and a Rampage, especially Zephyr, who both really benefit from the percentage regen as well as the early just 1 number regen. So I think I probably should have gone for the aura here anyway, since I'm eventually going to go for the aura to a higher level. But the thing is, I just like to have 1 more second of the wall. It's just kind of useful because I feel that the wall has such a strong ability to divide up team fights, although it doesn't end up being that amazing in this game. Stack the pull here, or stack the camp here, so I'm going to pull. I think this is the time that I pulled just a second too late. I'm going to miss, yeah, one of the creeps. And then the archer doesn't come with. I really should just eat that tree, I guess, maybe. See the shutter here? Yeah, so I actually kind of want to go kill this because I don't want it annoying us down here. What I don't realize, of course, is that Trumbull can actually just come here into the mound at any time. So I'm actually kind of in a really stupid spot standing here. And yeah, I realized that a little bit too late, and they're going to go on me. Zephyr tries to help me out with an ultimate, but yeah, not really a lot he can do. And maybe he's going to die as well now. Yeah, hard to juke through the trees when the Trumbull can just throw it on a mound. Fortunately, the Nighthound does die to the tower. Unfortunately, the Shutter gets away with just a little bit of health. But yeah, really just completely my fault there. I mean, I just don't have a lot of experience playing with or against Trumbull, and I forget how mobile it is, how easy it is for him to get around the map. So yeah, definitely should have not been out of position there trying to do stupid things. What I was saying a little bit earlier about items. Oh yeah, and by the way, I teleported bottom just because no one was down here. I didn't want this golden experience to be wasted, as I pointed out before. Kind of fail on most of the last hits there. I used the drain just because I'm at full mana, and I still have a little bit of regen from the fountain, maybe. But anyway, I actually realized in a little bit that no one on my team goes with Ring of the Teacher, which is actually I mean, it's an important item for at least one person on the team to have, and it's a pretty nice item on Empath just because while you're inside of a hero, you're giving them that armor aura as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to stack here, which is not maybe the smartest thing. Yeah, because I actually don't realize that there's actually really 3 camps sitting in there right now because there's 2 Ice Ogres. So actually the stack is going to do nothing. I should have just pulled before stacking. So yeah, not necessarily the smartest move. I think I'm going to turn back to there and realize, huh, wait a second, I didn't actually add any creeps. That's unfortunate. But yeah, oh, and Zephyr's getting attacked meanwhile while I'm doing this. Yeah, so I actually just managed to do absolutely nothing and get my teammate killed. Most of the problem here is not having that lane ward. If I'd had the lane ward, we would have seen them coming, and Zephyr could have easily backed up instead of what happened here. So just the value of getting that lane ward up, and like I said, my poor item choice, because you know my power supply is being oh so useful for me. Looks like they're going to dive me. I'm trying to juke into the trees, but of course, oh yeah, just a little bit too late. Should use my power supply first, and then maybe throw down a drain, although it's unlikely. Well, maybe with Rampage charging in, it would have made a difference. Yeah, so should have used my power supply. I figured getting the wall off was the most important thing to cut them off so I could go through the trees, but it doesn't really matter since the Trumbull can throw down a mound and just destroy all the trees anyway. So right now this Trumbull is kind of having a pretty negative impact on our lane, but fortunately they did get a kill top on the Amun-Ra. So yeah, and I check and Fade is actually coming down, still has her ultimate while she gets here. Yeah, so it's time to TP in. I don't realize that I'm actually alive yet, so oh crap, better catch up. Gonna buy a TP. And yeah, go. Should try to grab the tower and use the glyph on it if we have it, but we don't. Yeah, get caught in the smoke, unfortunately. Remember to use my power supply this time and start the drain to keep myself alive. Gonna try to stay near the martyr as long as possible so that drain does as much as possible. And then yeah, Rampage is gonna ult him. I'm debating whether to try to run away or try to finish the Nighthound here. I decided to just attack him, which works out because we kill him and he doesn't decide to pounce me. I was a little bit afraid of him turning around and pouncing, but it worked out anyway. And yeah, the Trumbull Mountain is gone, so I don't have to kill that. And I come over here instead to kill this other one that I know is here because I really don't want him moving around the map. And I check, and he's definitely dead for 10 seconds, so there's no chance of him surprising me and killing me while I'm sitting here killing this. Should be fine time. Yeah, even ask Zephyr for a little bit of help, and Zephyr comes and finishes it. I think I'm going to go stack this again. But actually, it looks like maybe one of the Ice Ogres is dead now. I finally just killed that tree, well, because I'm hurt a little bit anyway, so I can use the regen. Nope. Nope, 2 Ice Ogres still there, so actually the stack is going to do nothing once again. This is really embarrassing to watch it again. Yeah, and I wanted the courier here to actually place a lane ward because I realize how important it is to have now, but Zephyr's actually sending himself the finishing his Vanguard. I should have just taken the courier and sent it back to base instead of letting him take the Vanguard. It would have been more important, but I just didn't want to do anything about it. Yeah. Something really stupid happens here. The Catman actually gets blocked off, so then he runs around, and it completely stops the creeps. So yeah, pulling on the Legion side is awesome. I'm kind of being useless now. I'm just sitting around the bottom, not really doing anything. I really want to get this lane ward up so that Zephyr can come back to bottom and do anything, and yeah, I'm going to buy the beginnings of a ring to go with it. Really need to get my boots sooner or later. Just see Martyr down here by himself solo. Normally, against most heroes, I would go out and harass using my drain now, but like I said, draining Martyr is just going to make his nuke more powerful. Yeah, you see my teammates actually pinging, like saying, what am I doing sitting around here? I'm just trying to set up this lane so that Zephyr can farm. Plus, I really hate the idea of this early on, no one sitting in a lane. Looks like they're going to go on Zephyr here. I think he's going to throw down maybe his ultimate and start popping some tornadoes. Yeah, and Rampage comes in. Fortunately, they do get a double kill. This Zephyr is one awesome Russian. So yeah, just kind of sitting around bottom. I'm actually really being quite useless at this point in the game. I would say that I started the game pretty well, just harassing, and then since then I've just kind of been downhill spiral where I'm kind of just like a chicken running around with my head cut off. And most of the time, what I've been doing is just stacking a camp, which actually can't even be stacked. So an important thing to pay attention if there's two ice ogres hanging out. Finally do get this lane ward placed down, so now Zephyr can safely come from the bottom, although I really need to get, as I notice, another ward for the river entrance to our jungle, and which will also show the rune, since we don't have that up. I assumed that, well, I guess it's just kind of instinctive that the person who's top, I assume, like the support player who's in the top lane is going to be warding, so I figured that it wasn't really that big of a necessity for me, and that I could actually focus on getting some items, which I really like. Well, like and dislike on Empath. I mean, getting items is obviously good. It's just so much fun using items from inside of someone. Maybe that's why I like it. I'm going to try to make the pull time here. But anyway, so I kind of assumed that the other person would be buying wards, but then I realized, oh wait, it's a polywog, and he's probably going to want items, so yeah, I should probably be getting wards. That's why I placed one there to see the rune. And finally, going to potentially pull this. Zephyr's all the way up at the tower there, which should actually make this a pretty good pull timing because the Arc Reef should die and the lane should really come way back. Yeah, I feel that yellow might be a little unhappy about him getting chased by a bunch of people and no TPs. I still just don't have a TP on me, mostly because of, like I said, my poor item choice, finishing that power supply. And, you know, it's just little things that you think don't matter too much, but in the end, they actually can have a pretty large impact on a game. So, correct item choice, more important than it seems. Just hanging out here, going to try to get this experience in gold, fail on a couple, or on the first last hit, hopefully I get the rest. I should be attacking that Ice Ogre now, yeah. Gonna miss the last one. That's, oh no, get it after all. That's nice. And I have my ult now, which should make it a lot better. Being able to go inside Zephyr or Rampage in a team fight should have a pretty big impact with the drain. Maybe not so much with the wall, with them having an Andro, destroying trees with the Tremble rock and run through them. So the wall, not really maybe as effective as it might normally be here. Yeah, I missed some last hits there. I'm not sure if both of those should have been missed, but I guess so. Yeah, definitely going to buy a TP now. Realize it's much too far into the game for me not to have a TP at all times. Even though we do have two of our tier 1 towers already down. Yeah, see, yep, them wanting to go on the Trumbull. I would have TP'd if he caught the Gust, but the Gust missed, so there's nothing for me to do. So I'm just going to kind of sit bottom and get as much as I can. I actually see that Trumbull does teleport in this time, so I let my teammates know that Trumble's coming for me, and I'm going to run to the left. Throw down a wall here to slow him down as much as possible, and yeah, try to run to where my teammates are. Hopefully he keeps chasing since I have a team here, but I guess he's not going to. Gonna try to cut him off here. Try to hit him with a drain as a stun, but just miss. But I realize that Rampage is charging him. They have double TP, so I really hope that Rampage turns around. He doesn't. I'm gonna jump or he does just in time. I'm gonna jump inside of him. I want to start draining the shutter, but I realized that I actually wasted the drain on the other person. I'm gonna throw it on the wall, kind of separate their team a little bit. Really, we should just be backing up now, but actually find a Nighthound here. Unfortunately, no one has anti-invis stuff right now, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Yeah, not a lot I can do. Both my abilities on cooldown, and I have no mana, so I just decided to give him the speed boost and run away. Polly, for some reason, way out of position down there, so he's going to get picked off, and I'm just going to speed boost once more before going back to base. Yeah, so really, especially pretty much myself should have anti-invis, but at this point I said something to someone else saying, you know, I don't even have my boots yet, which again is my own fault for, again, poor item choice. So I don't even have my boots yet, so I'd really like to get my boots first before going for, or buying more support items. I want to finish the ring first, obviously. Yeah, I noticed someone using the curry here. Just try to get the ring to myself real quick. And buy some wards. So hope that someone else will pick up some dust or counter wards to try to stop the Nighthound, because if we had something there, we would have been able to kill the Nighthound, which would have made that fight not such a bad thing. So far, we're not necessarily in a bad spot, though. Zephyr's farmed really well. He's got good items so far. I feel like their Ra probably farmed pretty well top 2, but that's okay, because I feel like Zephyr is definitely much stronger than Ra in a late game sense. But they do have a Nighthound as well, although he was in the suicide lane in the beginning and dual laning bottom, so he didn't farm probably very well. I'm asking right now if anyone saw if Martyr placed a ward or not, but no one really knows. Fade kind of being aggressive here. Don't think he should be that far up. Gonna go try to help out here. I'm gonna try to throw it on a wall here, but I realized I placed it originally too far left. So I tried canceling it actually by clicking too far away, but it just drags it anyway. I should have hit the stop button. I don't have a lot of experience playing Empath, so I didn't know that that's how it would work. Plus, I just don't use the stop button very much, which is actually one of my weaknesses as a player. I noticed it's right before the minute mark, so I'm going to stack this camp. Stacking works pretty well for, well, a number of my team. You see them going here mid, so I'm going to teleport in. Zephyr teleports first. I'm going to throw down the drain, I guess, try to block off with a wall. I really shouldn't have used anything on the Tremble, and I realized that afterwards. Should have just gone for the Ra immediately. Ra might have his ult anyway, though. Yeah, unfortunately don't have any mana left. I used my power supply a little bit too early as well, so just going to try to stay in Zephyr and hope that he can do something effective. Rampage, yeah, Chase is just a bit too far. Really can't go that deep, so we're just going to turn around, and I'm going to boost the Zephyr back. Or no, yeah, I'm probably just going to hang on. No, I do end up boosting him. I was wondering, because I have power supply, so I could have just hung on to my mana and actually had a real spell, but just decided to boost him. Maybe it's just time to go back to base anyway. Yeah, I tell him I'm going to go stack this. Or no, I don't do anything of the sort here. So I do have these 2 wards on me that I need to place somewhere. Probably another lane ward bottom would be pretty good. Since we have no tower to teleport to bottom, it's pretty important to be able to farm this long lane, or such a long space, safely. Yeah, I noticed my team hanging around mid, but I really can't do anything. I don't have any mana, I don't have a TP, so there's nothing I could do even if they get into a fight. So I'm going to try to run over this way slowly but surely, but yeah, they're going to take the tower beforehand anyway. So I realized that the Tremble is going to be coming this way. Unfortunately, I know that I have this triple stack here that I just finished, and I really don't want the other team seeing it and taking it. I feel like even possibly the Tremble could take it with his AoE, although I'm not sure. So I'm kind of hanging around saying, yeah, guys, can we please come? Yeah, I know he sees the triple stack now, we need to do something. Unfortunately, there's an Invis rune on the Andromeda, and yeah, now I'm going to die. I do remember to use my power supply and drain this time, but it's just not going to be enough, even with my wall. Yeah, so you can see 3 of our teams in mid, and I really wanted them to just come here. They're all pretty much full health, and I really don't want the other team taking the stack, which is going to be a big deal, especially if the Ra's here now. He could easily take it, and I'm just saying, please, guys, can we... But instead, they're all just walking back to base. So, yeah. That's not necessarily the best news. And I see the Ra coming out at half health, and I know, yeah, stacks were taken. So that's not the greatest thing ever. Really still need to get my boots. I mean, I know boots aren't always the most important thing, especially as Empath, because, I mean, I go inside someone, so I don't really need to have mood speed in the fight, but it'd just be helpful for moving around and doing support-ish things. Yeah, I say all team was here. I guess all of the team except Fade. Fade wasn't there, but still 3 of them, so I felt like they could have come to try to defend the stacks. I mean, stacking and then letting the other team take it really is just so negative, and it just hurts so much as a support player. Although I don't really consider myself a support player, more I consider myself an 1800 player, and no one in 1800 wants to play support, so this is what I default to. But I enjoy playing most support. Maybe not Glacius, but definitely Empath. Empath is certainly fun. So I still have these 2 wards. I'm going to stack this camp. Stacking this camp, maybe not the most effective thing, since these are magic immune guys, but still just having more ancients, or more creeps here. Zephyr can kill them pretty easily. See, Tremble has this mound down, so I really want to get it killed. I think it's safe for me to be attacking it here, because, yeah, that tree dying scared me a little bit, but I realized it was just a tree respawning and then dying immediately to the mound. With my team all right there, I feel like it's pretty safe for me to be killing this mound. And then I hope we'll try to push mid. I mean, push this bottom tower, because as we've noticed, we're down 3 towers to them, and it would really be nice to get some towers, help me get my boots. Yeah, see Fade getting chased here. He still has his ult, though, so he'll be fine. We should just, yeah, focus on this tower. Polywog, just sitting back there, really should have just thrown down his wards. I don't really know what this guy's doing, for most of the game, in fact. Yeah, Fade's going to be fine. Team, I thought, wants to turn around, but then decides against it. See Rampage has next charge, next one. There, Polywog throws down the ward, so we should be able to take this tower now, fortunately. Finally, yeah, Zephyr goes in and kills the creeps. Ra actually throws down a stun that hits. See the team's behind. I'm actually telling Zephyr, yeah, go behind, go behind. We don't want to focus the Ra. We want to actually go to the rest of the team fight, so please go down now. I should speed boost him as he's running down, especially before he hits that Nighthound stuff. Gonna try to find someone to throw down my Drain on. Decide to drain the Andromeda. Not the best choice since she goes down pretty quickly. And then, yeah, a wall that doesn't actually block anything. Just gonna speed boost here and try to beat up this Ra. Ra does die. Zephyr intelligently throws down his ult on top of where the Ra is, and yeah, we can easily get the kill with me inside of Zephyr. Empath inside of people just makes them so strong. And speed boost, actually hoping that maybe a gust, we can catch someone. Yeah, I wanted to throw down my wall there, assuming that the Zephyr gusted, and then I would wall, and then we pick him off, but that didn't really work out. It's fine though, we'll just take this tower anyway. I should actually consider placing a ward on this hill to the top left of this tower right now. But I'm not sure how effective it would be. I mean, it's nice because with these 2 towers down, it would make it easier for us to gank someone farming this lane. But there are a lot of places that need wards right now. Yeah, really wish we had some counter-invis stuff now, but I do have 1,000 gold, thanks to these 2 tower kills, and a pretty good team fight, getting some assists. I love all the assists you get from sitting inside of people in Empath. I'm talking about being inside of people a lot, completely not sexual references. See Mound here, want to kill this one because I hate giving them ward or rune vision, and Zephyr's here with me, so I feel like I'm safe. And yeah, we get it. And I'm going to throw up a ward now here, just to see into our jungle and see the rune. As far as my skill build, I did now pick up, I maxed the life drain obviously first, getting the ultimate as soon as possible, and then I'm getting the passive aura now. Like I said, I'm going to place just a ward in mid too. This gives us pretty good vision in the middle section of the map, seeing if they cross anywhere. I figure I'm going to run back to base after this probably, or go stack, something else useless, so I want to kill this creep as quickly as possible before something bad can happen to me like this. Forget that 2 people on their team have blinks. Gonna just use my power supply, dodge the falling meteor or whatever, and use my drain to stay alive. Fortunately, Polywog actually does come in and help me out. Rampage is charging, but yeah, it's a little bit too deep. So it ended up being okay, but now mental note, Martyr and Ra both have blinks, so watch out for that. Yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, tell Polywog to stack this, but he doesn't really pay any attention. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it in time. Should be good. So yeah, just stacking as much as possible for Zephyr, because it's pretty easy for Zephyr to take down camps, and him farming is really important since he's pretty much the majority of, it's 16 to 16, but we really need him for the late game. Yeah, so have enough money now. Oh wait, no, first I wanted to finish talking about my build. Or well, first I guess I can talk about the items I'm getting here. Pick up Striders, because I have the money. Obviously Striders are just great for her, since you don't need any sort of boots for when you're team fighting, and Striders will help you get around the map and get to help your teams as much as possible. Yeah, letting him know where the stacks are. And I buy some dust now to get rid of take care of the Nighthound, which is really important. Yeah, I say I'm gonna stack this one more time, go take the other ones, and then you can have this last. And looks like the stack did successfully work. And Zephyr is close to his mock here. I think he's saying in team chat right now. Okay, anyway, so skill build, just maxing the aura now, because the aura will be so good with the Zephyr having Helm, and just basically stacking survival stuff into mock, as well as Rampage, who's a strength hero and pretty tanky. So having both those heroes benefit from the percentage regen, as well as a little bit of extra just number regen, will certainly be useful. Gonna fail some last hits here, although I guess Poly gets most of these, so it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I really gonna prioritize the aura now, because as I said, the wall's not that great. Rampage actually gets caught out here, and then the Fade tries to kill someone, but a great Martyr ultimate saves them. Zephyr's going to run in, so basically we're all going to run into this team fight one at a time. Yeah, I'm going here to try to help the Fade now. Want to throw down a wall? Nope, that's not going to happen. Throw down a wall to help try to save myself, but still going to be in a bit of trouble here. Actually going to run into the Zephyr and hope that we can do the business. Dust and start draining the Nighthound right away. But there's really not much else I can do. And then yeah, the Poly's going to run in by himself as well. Looks like a shield breaker on the Tremble now, which is actually doing a lot of damage. And then yeah, the Poly is going to die as well. So we actually managed to kill. Oh wait, we did manage to kill Light Blue. I think Zephyr chased him down and killed him. The big problem there was that we just ran in one at a time. It's that simple. Getting caught out and then running one at a time, not a very good idea. And Poly calls for a concede here, which is obviously not. Not a good reason to concede right now. We're down by 4 kills, but we've got a Zephyr who has Mach, Helm, and Shaman's Headdress. So he's quite tanky and is going to go really well into the mid game, especially since their primary source of mid game damage is Tremble and Ra, but Ra's damage and a large part of Tremble's actually is magic damage. I think Tremble's passive is magic damage. Anyway, gonna TP here now. My teammates are pretty close, so I feel like it's safe, and I just don't want this golden experience to be missed out on. Once Rampage gets here, it's safe for me to go do something else. Or, I guess, steal a last hit from him. Maybe a little bit greedy, want a little bit of gold. Yeah, so not much else to talk about in regards to that right now. See that this Nighthound's mid, I actually want Rampage to come charge him, since he's a pretty easy charge target now. Rampage does charge him, and this will give us vision, and I see Zephyr's near, so yeah, the two of us can go while we have vision on. Throw it on the wall, which of course just does nothing against the Nighthound, and I was smoked for a little while, so I couldn't get the drain off. Decided to break the drain for the stun before he gets to the tower. Zephyr decides to use his ult, and then finally Rampage gets here with a charge, and we finish the Nighthound off. No, I didn't use dust there. I used dust in the last one. I was going to say I didn't really need to use dust there, but I didn't. Take down this mound, and now we should be able to take this tower. The ring helping out quite a bit with taking towers. Yeah, I can't believe that no one else on my team built one, but I guess so. Well, they're catching. Oh, but Fade just barely misses the stun, but they're going to catch him anyway. Yeah, Zephyr goes and gets the kill. Zephyr is quite strong now. Yeah, Rob blinked in, fighting him up there while we're trying to take this tower. Yep, gonna go inside of him. Want to drain a creep, but these are all killed so quickly. My main reason for going inside of him there was just to get his health back up by draining something. Unfortunately, there were no creeps to drain, so I'm planning on draining a creep in a couple seconds here once the new ones come out. Tried to drain the Ra there, but he was too far away, so it wasn't really worth it. So just going to give them the extra attack and attack speed. They're going to come and try to fight us here. Start draining the Ra immediately. Ra is a fine target to drain, I guess, because he has a lot of health, so I know I'll get it. Place a wall to try to block the Ra from getting away, but of course Ra can just run through it as well. So like I said, the wall is not super effective here. Trumbull fighting the rest of our team down here, and yeah, they're going to easily go and kill him. One mistake, I guess, problem that I kind of have a little bit in this game with Empath. Going to see if we catch any of them? No. And shouldn't chase that far up. Yeah, Rampage turns around. Oh, I know, but then Zephyr gets swapped in, gonna throw on a wall. Not sure how much the wall's gonna do. Yeah, it should be okay. Zephyr's running away. I think I'm gonna use my dust just to make sure the Nighthound's not chasing. He's not, so we're fine. Yeah, like I said, the wall not very effective in this game. Partially because my use of it might not be the best, but also just because they're heroes. But yeah, what I was going to say, one of my problems that I run into playing with Empath is I'm having so much fun watching what the hero I'm inside of is doing. Yeah, I try to pull here, but it's a useless pull because I can't make it in time to, well, it ends up being the camp with the healer guy, and I can't make it in time to hit the healer, and by hitting one of the other guys, the healer just heals him and the pull doesn't work. But there was really no way I was going to get to stack that in time anyway, so I just tried my best. Notice all the wards are on cooldown, or off cooldown, so I buy all those and just get some more dust for the Nighthound, finally selling that last minor totem. Yeah, I'm just going to move some items around. I guess I can explain my item slots real quick. The top left item, I use number 3. The top middle item is 4. Top right item is 5. And the bottom right is spacebar. Normally, as I've said before, I use spacebar for boots type thing, but there's really none here, so I'm going to use the dust and spacebar because that's just kind of an instant thing that I need to be like, oh crap, got to use dust. 5 is something that I'm pretty much never going to want to use on the fly because 5 is a tough number for me to reach. I don't have small hands. Actually, I have rather large hands. Thank you very much. But, yeah, it's just not the best thing. Go over here to ward. Unfortunately, Andrew's here at the same time. Gonna be able to get away, though, so that's fine. And Zephyr wanted me to stack this, so I'm gonna stack it. A little bit freaked out because there's this mound here while I'm stacking, so I'm gonna just, I should be actually, just running away. Unfortunately, the ward gets countered right away, which means they clearly have a ward there and they saw me place it. So I'm telling my team that. The team wants to go, and they're saying go, 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 whatever. But I'm saying, well, I'm not going to run past there myself. I'm a really squishy hero. I don't want to be going first. If one of you guys goes, we can run down there, but they have a ward. They'll see me come, so it's not a very good idea. Anyway, so as I was saying, one little bit of a problem that I have playing Empath is sometimes I don't pay exact attention to how much time I have left in people, and I end up still thinking I'm inside of someone a couple seconds after I've fallen out, which you'll see a couple times. Yeah, see here, they're telling me to go, and it's me and Polly walking first. Finally, Rampage runs in. So that ward got countered, so I want to place a ward somewhere else that gives vision of Kongor, so I'm going to place it right here, actually. We're going to have a team fight here. I want to jump inside the Zephyr, but got to get out of the cloud first, finally get in. Going to start draining the Nighthound and dust him so that he can't get away. Throw down actually a pretty effective wall this time. Zephyr runs up to go after the Andromeda. Really should be focusing on the Nighthound. Yeah, going to speed boost him so we can get back down to him there. That works out. Waiting for any abilities to come up. The drain is up now. Throw the drain down on the Ra, who's trying to run away. Zephyr decides to break the drain. I think it would have been fine just to keep chasing after and taking the drain for the damage, but it should work out. I'm going to throw it on a wall. It wouldn't have really mattered too much there, but no reason not to. The fight wasn't really continued. Actually, though, it is. As it turns out, we see Andromeda here. See, yeah, I still think I'm in the Zephyr for about a second, and then realize, oh, wait, I'm not. But I boosted him before I got out anyway, so he was able to get over there in time. And yeah, Fade dropping the cheese again. Interesting in 24-23 game, but the guy's entertaining. I guess Rampage wants to go take, or someone wants to go take the Kongor, but there's really no way we can. Because the mound's there, they would know we're here, and we just don't have the damage to take down Kongor quickly. At this point, see that they actually have a ward here, which was revealed because of one of my teammates throwing down a Revelation ward. Probably for the Nighthound in that fight, so that's nice. Get to go kill that. So now I'm looking around just basically for other places to place these wards. Yeah, just checking out the Martyr's items there. Oh, see a haste here. I want to grab that right away so no one else gets it. The mound I consider killing. I figure I have haste, so I'm in a pretty safe situation here since they don't have a lot of stuns, more slows, like Martyr or Rock can both blink in on me, but if they do blink in, nothing is going to happen. But I saw the Tremble there too, and I really just don't want to mess around with him. With that shield breaker, he can melt me in about 2 seconds with my sub 1000 health. So yeah, just going to run back to base now, whatever the mound can live. Looks like teammate's going to kind of get caught out up here, so I decide I'm going to kind of run up and help. Yeah, Fade's already dead. Rampage dragging someone else. Not really being very useful. I decide to drain instead of jumping inside of someone. I don't really know why that is, but it doesn't really matter. Well, actually it would have mattered because it looks like Rampage lived, so if I'd been inside of him that would have actually been a bit different. I guess I didn't have mana for using both, so yeah, but not really good decision making there anyway. But really, my team's just getting caught out. which is, I mean, every team fight we've won, even team fights at their towers, but then we just get caught out and die, and that's why the score is even, which is what I'm saying right now. Polly is kind of having a little bit of a temper tantrum, we'll call it. He's an interesting fellow. I think my words here speak for themselves. Not a lot for me to comment on that. But yeah, so basically we just need to do a better job of grouping up. Obviously having wards up is important too. I mean, we do have a Fade whose clear vision is pretty helpful for not getting ganked and ganking the other team, but I guess, I don't know, I mean, we just don't have a lot of vision up, which is partially my fault, but I mean, Tremble is a large factor in that. His ability to move around the map has kind of made it difficult for me to, yeah, they killed our counter ward there, but actually don't see our regular ward, so we still know that they're there. Want to get there as quickly as possible, but only the Rampage is ahead. The Zephyr and the Fade are both a little bit far back. Once all three of them get there, they should be able to stop it. Rampage is actually going to try to run in here by himself. Maybe, hopefully, just scare him off, but there's no way they're not going to finish. Fade does make it there in time. Hopefully going to throw down a big stun. And, yeah, I'm still a little bit behind. Just want to get in the Zephyr as soon as possible. Decide to throw down a wall. The wall doesn't do much, and then start draining the Andromeda. I see Nighthound down here, so I'm going to throw that into the dust as soon as possible. Turns around to kill the Nighthound. Unfortunately, wasting a little bit of time inside the smoke, but works out. Polywog blinks in, so now we're going to sit here on top of the Nighthound. I'm going to have my drain up in a second, so I want to use it as soon as he comes up. Unfortunately, he blinks right away. Speed boost his effort to try to catch up, but just not really happening. So unfortunately, they did get the Congo, but fortunately, we killed the token. So not terrible, but yeah, that's just what happens when we get caught out. So need to get better vision up and need to probably fight more as a team. Really, we should, at this point, just be pushing. I mean, if we haven't lost a team fight, and actually I think that's what I'm saying to my team right now. Yep. We don't have Zephyr's ult, though, so I guess it's better to wait for that. The goal here is just to make sure that my team doesn't self-destruct. You know, it's pretty easy to get into mentality after dying a couple times when you were up by a little bit that you're not capable of winning. Which are, well, it's pretty easy for people like Orange, I guess. Just buy more dust. I would like to start working on a push stick, but I just don't have a lot of inventory space right now. Everything I have is pretty crucial. I mean, I need boots, I need TP, need wards, need the ring, need homecoming stone, need dust. So, not a lot of choice there. Yeah, I think I do want to push mid now. I think Zephyr's ult should be up soon enough. I want to kill this mound, and Zephyr's nearby, so I feel like it's pretty safe. Although then again, they have two blinks and I can't see anything on their side of the map, so maybe not the safest thing ever. Yeah, but two of them are bottom, so definitely safe. Although it could have been a little bit risky. I'm just going to throw down this last ward somewhere. Basically just want to get them off. Warding when you have no vision, and this is why it's so important to make sure you keep up wards. And I'm really not doing a very good job counter warding this game either, but I really want to get a couple items on Empath. I mean, I feel like it's just such a big deal, like having those items, it just adds so much more to the hero you're inside, like makes Zephyr so much stronger. But still, that's the importance of keeping wards up, is because when you have wards up, it's easier to place more wards. But when you have no wards up, it actually becomes quite precarious, as you can see. Like walking to a half of the map that's completely black and being like, oh god, I really hope that there's no one here that's just going to suddenly kill me. Yeah, he gives me a Revelation ward, but I give it back to him because I don't want to place it, because if in case I die, I'd like them to have some anti-invis for the Nighthound, and I already have dust. Just going to kill off these mounds while Zephyr is tanking the creeps and taking the tower. I think he has his heart, which I saw a couple seconds ago when I moused over him. So he already has a heart, shamans, Vanguard, or Helm of the Black Legion, phase boots, and Ghost Marchers, and a Mock. Yeah, so we take this tower. I'd like to defend bot, so we TP in. I'm going to TP to the back tower because it's a little too risky for me to TP up there, and then I can jump in. I use the glyph to save the tower. I want to jump in the Rampage, but now, yeah, I can jump in the Zephyr. Try to get a drain off, but actually get stunned there. Gonna speed boost him so that we catch up. I think, yeah, I used the dust, so I caught the Nighthound. I'm gonna get the drain on the Nighthound. Try to throw off a wall, but Zephyr actually moves the other direction, so the wall doesn't work. Although I guess the wall command was still issued since I'm inside, not changing commands. So whatever, just gonna sit inside of him. Boosting his attack damage and attack speed a lot, just helps a lot. Wait until I get another drain off. Probably should have saved the drain for someone else or save my mana, but whatever, it works out. Anyway, probably gonna blink in. Ooh, huge Martyr ult though, gets the Amun-Ra back up to full health. Fortunately, though, going to get the Martyr kill. Yeah, a completely useless wall here. That was just bad. I mean, that had nothing to do with their heroes. That was just a bad wall. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult when you're inside of someone. Oh, yeah, the reason there was that I actually wasn't inside of him anymore, I guess. I was a little bit further back from where I was, which is why the wall sucked. Yeah, I realized that in the game, too, just about the same way I realized it now, being like, oh, wait a second. Yeah, pause comes out. We actually see the Ra here. Foolishly, though, I threw up a wall, so I have no mana now to do anything to him, which is really dumb. So I'm just going to sit here and attack him as best I can. And we're kind of in a bad spot because none of us have a lot of damage that we can really do to this Ra. without me having any abilities. My Drain would make such a big difference. There's on a Revelation Ward, I guess, in case the Nighthawk comes along. Don't know. Rampage, however, I think is charging him, so we should catch him, hopefully. But now he's going to blink away. I'm not sure if the Rampage is going to keep going. Yep, looks like the Rampage is. I just run back. I'm really not much use at this point. I'd like to get back to base and get my mana back up. Oh, but I decided, oh, well, no, they're still going in there, so maybe I should go help out. Rampage still going. Unfortunately, a nice smoke by the Nighthound is going to slow the Rampage down. Oh, just barely gets away. That's unfortunate. Looks like my team could die here. I'm just going to run up. I really don't have any mana left, so I'm just going to get inside the Zephyr and let him get the increased attack speed and movement speed here, or attack speed and attack damage, since I don't have much else. I could throw down a wall, but I feel like a wall won't do very much here, so I'm just waiting to use my Drain. I'm just waiting to get a mana for the cooldown on the power supply, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, etc. They're going to kill the Tremble pretty easily over here. Fortunately, Fade has a Sheep Stick, which makes it pretty easy. And then running back here. So yeah, I guess I should have thrown down a wall to try to catch the Andromeda there. I really felt that just having the Drain was much more important. But it didn't end up mattering anyway, since we went back and the Tremble was killed regardless. With Tremble dead, we're going to try to do some damage to this tower. Yeah, now the power supply finally able to use and actually have some mana and health. Rampage looked like he wanted to charge in there, but fortunately turned back around. We have a Souls, so taking down this tower is pretty easy. Want to watch out, yeah, for anything. Don't have my ult, so there's not a ton I'll be able to do in this fight, but I mean, still just draining and throwing down a wall isn't the worst thing ever. Zephyr gets swapped out. I'm going to try to go help him, but yeah, I realize there's not much to it. Throw down the dust as soon as possible in the Nighthound, run into smoke kind of foolishly, and then, yeah, finally start draining Ra, which doesn't really do a ton, but I guess it's better than nothing. Should have used a wall, actually, there somewhere on someone. I guess I didn't realize I had enough mana for it. Yeah, and then finally wall the Nighthound, but who just pounces away, so that wasn't very useful. We've got the melee rack, so I really want us all just to back up. A lot of people low health and not a lot of mana, but Rampage gets caught anyway, so I'm going to turn back around and do what I can to this Nighthound. Catch him, but the Ra has a blink. 2 seconds on the wall, 1 second, and then, yep, not going to happen. So now it's just time to back up. So that worked out pretty well. I didn't really do a whole lot there, but yeah, well, yeah, really I just didn't do a whole lot there. But I mean, it's important to note that just even going inside of a hero, again, not sexual, sorry. Maybe my mind's in the gutter, your guys' aren't, and I'm just going to look like an idiot here, but whatever. Just using your ultimate on someone gives them such a nice boost in attack speed and attack damage that even if you can't do anything else to follow it up, just doing it is pretty helpful, especially in someone like Zephyr, who with a Mach is going to be hitting quite hard, so that attack speed is going to do a lot. Yep, buy out the stock and wards again, and just need some more Dust of Revelation. I figured it's safe for me to go ward there now because their wards probably run out, so they won't see it and counter ward it. And then yeah, I bought a tablet. Really going tablet or Astro would be fine. I feel like Astro just doesn't do a whole lot at this point though, because my main thing that I want to keep alive is the Zephyr. Oh yeah, I kind of screw up his pull here, and I apologize for it. I think it works out anyway though. Yeah, it does. I was like, oh, sorry about that. Wasn't really paying attention. Should always be paying attention to where you're running, but I guess I was just wanted to see if they were going to come down from the mid or go up. Since I was running into what could be a precarious position while placing this ward. Fortunately, Fade killing some creeps does get me level 16, so max level ult is nice. But yeah, so Astrolabe, I'm not going to do a whole lot for keeping Zephyr alive because he's already got so much health and he regens so quickly that it's just kind of like a drop of water in a bucket. But the positional advantage, or the movement for the tablet should be pretty nice. See the Andromeda out here. Rampage starts to charge, gonna dust, and actually does just barely hit the Nighthound, which is nice. We're still a little bit far out by ourselves, but maybe we can fight. Go into the Zephyr here, start draining the Ra because he has a lot of health, so the drain should last for a while. Throw down a wall that doesn't do a ton, but no, well, kind of helps there. I mean, just throwing down the wall on top of the Zephyr ult is nice. Boost him ahead with the tablet so we can chase after the Nighthound here. Unfortunately, my dust is on cooldown, so there's nothing I can do about that. So yeah, just I guess decide, okay, well, there's nothing else. Might as well drain this Shutter. So we're just going to kill him, hopefully. Yep. Do kill him, and just going to run out. Unfortunately, something really bad happened in that fight, which is that Zephyr was sending himself to Courier, because I guess he didn't want to fight there, which was reasonable, because it wasn't necessarily the best position for us to be fighting in. And so his Courier was coming to him with a Frostwolf, which is a rather expensive item, and the Courier actually got killed, and the Frostwolf, I guess, destroyed. So that's not good. I'm just going to run, help stop top here. But yeah, anyway, so the tablet, I mean, it's just a nice item to have. Will help Zephyr move around even more. I mean, Zephyr has pretty decent mobility with Ghost Marchers, yeah, with the Ghost Marchers plus his passive increasing his movement speed by 10%. But it can't hurt to give him a little bit more. in theory, it could be used to break the channel for a stun, but it's unlikely I'm going to use that very much. I'd much rather, well, not necessarily much rather. I guess if it's by the end, I could use it, but that would usually involve pushing someone further away from the hero I'm inside of, which isn't something I want to do. So it's unlikely I'm going to be doing that, but it could be used to save teammates as well. I mean, there's not a lot of argument that needs to be made for a tablet. It's just a great item, and especially when you're inside of someone, you can help them move around. It basically just gives them a free tablet as well, since it doesn't take up an item slot for them. So I'll go that over Astro. I guess I could have gone something with Storm Spirit. Yeah, here, see the Martyr caught out. Poly intelligently blinks in. Don't even need to waste a drain here because, yeah, there's no way this guy's not dead. But here's the Ra, so yeah, now it's time to jump in. But unfortunately we get stunned, so I wasn't able to go to where I wanted to throw down the wall to try to stop the Ra. Just gonna drain the Shutter because I have nothing else to do right now. But there's the Nighthound with a DD. But so it's time for us to be manly. Use my dust to show the Nighthound. I have the tablet, but it's not really a great position to use it on here. Yeah, you get the drain and then the gust, and it works out. Tablet here to try to get back to where the Tremble is being fought, and then a speed boost. And gonna go attack the Tremble as well. Waiting 1 second. Yep. Time to throw down an ability. Throw down a wall and make sure you can't get away, but it doesn't really matter because Rampage charged him anyway. Could use my drain on the Andromeda again. Don't realize that I'm outside of the Zephyr actually, so the drain breaks right away for a stun, which worked out fine. I think he was probably dead anyway, but yeah, just an example of me not realizing that I wasn't inside the Zephyr. Yeah, so that's pretty much the game. We won that game because we had a good farm lane bottom. Their whole tri-lane initial top, I guess, well, it didn't really pay off since they gave off first blood. I guess they just planned on being 3 up there and then teleporting one of them bottom after getting first blood, which kind of would have worked out, but we just got rather lucky with that. And Zephyr farmed well. And then, yeah, I was just checking here the stats on how much that gave. And so basically Zephyr farmed well and carried us. And that was why we won. And the Empath certainly didn't hurt. 21 assists is nice, even though I didn't really do much for most of those. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for listening or watching, guys. And I hope you all have a nice day.